But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed.
Welcome to Lumine K-Pop, where K-pop stars shine brighter. Here, we bring you the stories, accomplishments, and precious moments from idols who have not only entertained the world, but also inspired hearts. So get ready to dive deeper, more honestly, and more touchingly into their journeys.
Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel calm.
In the world of entertainment full of bright lights, sometimes the most meaningful moments happen in the dark. Behind the roar of concerts, off camera, and away from the media frenzy, there are unscripted stories that come alive because of their honesty, sincerity, and unmasked pain. One such story, it is said, took place on a quiet night in a South Korean military barracks. Not in stage attire, but in military uniform. Not accompanied by the thumping of electronic music, but in deafening silence.
Everything is like a test. I better not text or I'll come off desperate.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, maybe you'll get.
It was there that Jungkook, the golden matinee of BTS, reported crying in front of Jimin, his best friend and older brother who has been with him since they were teenagers. There were no cameras forcing them to pretend. There was no script telling them to hug. But that night, Jungkook's tears fell, one by one, breaking through the fortress of personality that had always seemed strong. His voice trembled as he said, "I was too selfish. I thought I was strong, but it turns out I was wrong. I'm sorry."
I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing. Sitting there gaslighting.
Jimin, sitting in front of him, did not answer immediately. He just stayed silent, but his silence was not empty. His silence carried the burden of 10 years of friendship, memories, pain, and love that had never really been expressed. He stared at Jungkook for a long time, as if trying to put together all the fragments of his broken feelings. And in a deep breath, he raised his hand and slapped his best friend's shoulder. The hug that followed became a witness that wounds can heal, that forgiveness can come even before words have time to be put together.
With you I don't ever feel calm. I can feel the sweat inside my palm. Play with me like cats.
This story was not reported by the official media. It was not broadcast on variety shows. It was not announced in press releases. But the news spread like the wind, coming from leaked audio recordings, from evidence from fellow military personnel, from fan communities who collected fragments of stories and put them together with their own hearts. In the recording, Jungkook could be heard crying. Not crying for the camera, not crying for his image. But the tears were born from exhaustion, from guilt, from pressure that had been suppressed for too long.
Then will you get bored of killing me? Then will you get bored?
According to an unnamed source, the conflict started from intense pressure during training. Jungkook, who was used to honing himself freely, began to feel frustrated by the military routine that limited his movement. In the midst of anger and exhaustion, he reportedly threw harsh words at Jimin, who was trying to calm him down. For others, it might have been a trivial moment, but for two men who had shared the stage since they were teenagers, those words were enough to leave a wound.
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want. With you I don't ever feel.
What happened next was not a stage drama. There were no scenes that were made up for the sake of content. Just two humans looking at each other and realizing that their relationship was more important than ego at that moment. Jungkook apologized without hiding any reasons. Jimin forgave without needing long confirmation. That moment, if true, is one of the purest forms of emotional maturity that we can witness from any public figure.
I got issues in my head. I like you in my bed, but you keep me on red. Oh.
After the news broke, the internet was suddenly a sea of tears. Hashtags like #JungkookSorryForJimin and #WeLoveYouKook trended globally. Fans from all over the world expressed their emotion. Many shared personal stories about friends they had hurt, about apologies they had not had the chance to say, and about relationships that could have been saved if only they had been as brave as Jungkook or as calm as Jimin.
So if I play dead, will you regret everything that you did, that you said?
A few days later, a handwritten letter from Jungkook surfaced on fan communities. In it, he wrote that the moment made him reevaluate who he really was and how he treated the people he loved. He wrote honestly, not as an idol, but as a human being who was learning. I realized that being strong doesn't mean never making mistakes, but having the courage to admit your mistakes and fix them, he wrote. Meanwhile, Jimin, who is known to be more reserved, in an internal message to agency staff said one simple sentence that resonated with many: "I'm proud of him." Not everyone can do that, especially under this kind of pressure.
Silhouettes of you are like a taunt. Never really know just what you want.
But amidst all the emotion, there were also voices asking questions. Was this really real? There has been no official statement from HYBE. There is no fully verified video. Some say the footage is an old clip with a new narrative. Some say it's all part of an attempt to create a false intimacy to keep fans' emotions in check. Are we witnessing the truth, or is it just a digital narrative that's too perfect to be true? We live in an era where stories can be shaped so realistically. Music can be added, voices can be manipulated, expressions can be edited. We also know how powerful the allure of drama is in the world of K-pop. But regardless of whether or not the moment was real, what fans felt was real. Their tears were real. Their prayers were real. The fan art, letters of support, and stories they shared are a reflection of the deep emotional connection between idols and fans. Maybe that night in the 5th Division barracks really did happen. Maybe it was just a shadow formed by a collective longing for the human side of our idols. But if there's one lesson we can learn from this story, it's the courage to admit mistakes and the power to forgive.
I can feel the sweat inside my palms. Play with me like cats and a string. You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings.
Jungkook has shown that maturity is not about age or fame, but about a heart that is ready to humble itself. And Jimin, as he has always shown since his debut, is the epitome of healing serenity. That night, if it happened, was not just a personal moment. It was a reflection of a friendship that grew together, hurt together, and healed together.
It's like a test. I better not text or I'll come off desperate.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get.
And we, ARMYs around the world, are not just witnesses, we learn. That behind the big names and the grand stages, they are still human. And true love does not need a stage to shine, just a silent hug, and the world will know that true affection never needs words. That's our update today. Don't forget to subscribe to the Lumine K-Pop channel to continue supporting and enjoying emotional and inspiring stories from the world of K-pop.
And my heart's black and blue from the bruising. I feel like when I'm with you I'm losing. I feel like you think that this amusing. Sitting there gaslighting and confusing. Was it me? Is it me? Am I deluded? I'm the one